Welcome to Two Idiots Who Don't Know Nothing. My name's Kyle.
My name's Keith.
Come with us on an adventure. Today we have a special guest. It's my lovely, beautiful girlfriend, Hannah. Say hi, Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
Oh, wow. Smart ass. Smart ass starting early this morning. All right.
So I kind of had a little update. So for all you listeners, my dad had surgery on Friday, which was yesterday, on his left arm. He went in early in the morning, started surgery, and during recovery at one point something happened. We're not exactly sure what it was that happened, but he had really low blood pressure, like extremely low. And they immediately took him from the OR over to the ER, where they stuck him in a hallway, of all places, because they didn't have any rooms. And about 6:30 last night, they put him on a CT scan to figure out what's going on. But about 9 o'clock last night, he let me know he was doing better, and he's hoping to come home by Sunday. So I just want to give everybody at least a glimpse onto what's going on with that. So if everybody could keep my dad in their thoughts, it'd be much appreciated.
So, Keith, besides that, what happened in your 1 week?
Well, let's see here. Let's start from from Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, found out, rest in peace, my great-grandma Springer, who recently passed a couple weeks ago. Figured she kept fucking with me last Sunday, because I was helping my mom and my brother move Grandma Springer's old mattress out of her old apartment. And every time I walked through the fucking door to her old apartment, because it was propped open, the fucking door shut right behind me. I get about 2 steps in, door shut right behind me. Did the first trip with the mattress. Me and my brother and my mom came back up, got the box spring, a couple other boxes, and when we left the apartment this time, my mom shut the door all the way. Made it click. Dropped the mattress off, or the box spring off downstairs, and they sent me up by myself to go get the headboard. I get all the way back upstairs, and the fucking door is propped wide open, and as soon as I walk through the door again, door shuts right behind me. And, well, I picked up some mud tires for the mud truck that same day.
Uh-huh.
So, mud truck is almost there, almost ready for race season. And then that night, I was over hanging out with my buddy Justin, and we were out at Casey's, so Justin go out and get some cigarettes, and me and Justin's friend Dustin was outside in the parking lot talking, and we watched a new undercover cop car, Ford F-150, take off up 14 and take off down South 8th Avenue in Newton. And Justin comes out and we're like, you know what? Let's flip the script. Let's go chase the cops. So I pull up my police scanner on my phone and try to figure out what these cops are at. We get clear over by my old elementary school on the southeast side of town. And we come up to the corner right there at the school, and we look to the right, and there's a city cop, county sheriff, and 2 unmarked police cars. So we say, screw it, we're going to go drive past these guys. Turn the corner, and we get to the next street, which is 5th Avenue and East 22nd Street. We look south on 22nd, and this whole road is shut down with cop cars galore everywhere. Come to find out, it was a high-speed chase, and the driver had run their car into a house. Yeah, through somebody's backyard into the backside of the house.
Jesus.
And then, well, ended up going back to work, and work ended up being bullshit. So that's my week, Kyle.
Oh, my week was not only stressful from work, but I tried to quit smoking. I tried. And that failed miserably on Friday. Yesterday. I had an attitude. I thought my girlfriend was going to kill me. And just among other things at work, I thought I was legit going to get fired because things were said to one manager and to the next. And luckily, I still have a job.
Hey!
That's how my job went. Or that's how my week went.
Because you ain't money.
Our special guest, Hannah. How was your week?
I mean, overall it was fine. I mean, same shit, different day, I guess. I don't really have a lot to say, but more depressed than normal, so.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So,
Topic of the week.
topic of the week. Music. Can it change your life? It's going to be a special episode today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Music for the three of us. I can't explain it. I really can't.
It's hard to explain. Very hard to explain, especially with us three being here. I mean, because we all have pretty much almost the exact same taste in music.
Well, not only that, but the title is Can It Change Your Life?
Oh, yeah.
Music has changed our lives. It really has.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what anybody else says. It can change your life.
Yes. Sometimes it can be for the good, sometimes it can be for the bad.
Exactly. Exactly. Keith, what kind of music do you like?
Oh. Well, I listen to a lot of different things, but mostly, like, if I look at my Spotify playlist right now, it's mainly, like, new metal, metalcore, deathcore, horror rap, in that genre, country, maybe some hip-hop every once in a while, but, I mean, that's very rare for me to listen to hip-hop every once in a while, but it's mainly, like, rock, metal, anything, like, heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what about you, Kyle?
I like all music. I don't discriminate. I don't discriminate against music. I love music. Whether that's from deathcore all the way down past boy bands, opera.
Okay.
Hannah, what kind of music do you like?
I'm a little bit of everything. Like, I have everything on my phone. I will listen to anything. But the most I would say is country and alternative and pop punk, and because it's not a phase.
It's a way of life, damn it.
It is a way of life. I will admit that. Hannah, do you want to go more into detail about alternative punk alternative pop punk and all that? Go into deep subject of why that changed your life.
Okay. So I got started on this band All Time Low when I was around 15, and that's when a lot of shit was going on in my life, like getting taken away from my dad and all that shit. And my sister took me to one of their concerts, and I remember everybody else is like jumping around me screaming, and I'm in the audience bawling my eyes out because this is a band that was there for me during some hard shit. And they have the song Lullaby, and it's about the lead singer's brother committing suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that song, and I'm like, because I was suicidal back then, because who wouldn't be at 15? getting taken away from their dad, life gets turned upside down. And he started singing that song, and I'm just like, everybody else would feel those things if I actually did commit. And I'm like, I can't do that to my family or my friends. And so I say thank you to that band, because without them, I don't know what I would do. Mm-hmm. They were my saving grace between a twister in my life.
Absolutely. We can. That also goes along with rock for me. Back when I was, middle school, high school, I legit tried to commit suicide. Rock changed my life, changed the direction of where I wanted to go. I don't think I would be here today if it wasn't for rock. Rock, if you actually listen to it, instead of just listening to the beat, to the drums, to the guitar, man, rock has some heavy-hitting lyrics. Mm-hmm. Heavy-hitting lyrics. And it's absolutely ridiculous. I just love rock, because rock can capture what you're feeling in that type of moment, and it's creepy how my phone can capture that. Mm-hmm. Can capture what I'm feeling for that day.
Mine's about the same way. I mean, I grew up listening to, like, country, because, my dad raced figure eight from pretty much the time I was born until about 2003 when he broke his neck. Mm-hmm. And we always had this tradition that we would play David Allan Coe's 18 X-rated songs. We called Dirty Race Tape. Mm-hmm. We always had to listen to it going to and from the track. Didn't matter how far the track was. But, I was into country until I was about 10, and I started getting into some real heavy stuff. And that's when I found one of my favorite bands of all time, Suicide Silence. I found them about 10, 11 years old. And most people think that most of the time they're just talking about death or just committing suicide or just something that's not good. However, if you actually listen to the lyrics of this band, it's just the complete opposite of what it seems to be. Mm-hmm. So, that was also my first concert, was Suicide Silence. Because, I had gone to, what they call concerts, less than, 50 people. Don't get me wrong, there's still concerts, but, a first massive concert was Suicide Silence. And I was in high school when I got to go see them, because they were playing at Woolies, downtown. Got to experience my very first Wall of Death. And, of course, during that, I got a beer shoved in my face during that day. The next time they played Des Moines, I took Justin with me, because Justin's never really been to, besides Laserfest, when Laserfest was a thing, because we always go to Laserfest. But he had never experienced deathcore before. So it was my chance to help kind of introduce him to that genre, to understand where I'm coming from with it. And all I can say was that was probably the greatest night I've ever had when it comes to concerts, because Justin got to experience it, but he also got flashed. He got caked in his face because it was the drummer's birthday. So they took a cake and they chucked it in the audience, and Justin got pelted with it in the face. So, that was probably the greatest concert I've ever been to, was Suicide Silence, besides going to Slipknot.
When you saw them in concert, was that when Mitch was still the lead singer?
Negative. The first time I actually got to see him was after Mitch had passed. Okay. Which really kind of caught me off guard, because it's like, crap, this is going to suck, because it's not Mitch, but it's still Eddie, because Eddie started with the band. Mm-hmm. And because he was Mitch's backup vocals for the first album. Yes. And then he left on to Greener Pastures, go work on another project, and then as soon as Mitch passed, that's when Eddie came back to the band. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, a lot of people diss on Eddie for taking over for Mitch. I think it's a good substitute. I think it's a good fit.
Yeah. With talking about Mitch, I just looked him up because I haven't thought about that guy in forever. in November it's going to be 10 years since his passing.
Jesus.
Speaking of drummers, did you hear who passed away yesterday?
Yep.
Foo Fighter. Foo
R.I.P.
Fighters drummer at 50 years old.
Mitch was way younger.
Yeah, I know, but still.
It's crazy.
And Paul from Slipknot
Yeah.
last year? No, 2 years ago. Man. Yeah, you tell him, fat boy.
Fat Boy's a cat. He's not calling any of us fat.
I don't fat shame. Because I'm fat myself.
No, he's a cat.
I was like, Kyle, you're not fat. You're fluffy.
I'm going to go off topic here. So, my kids and I were watching a TikTok the other day. And there was this cougar that was like growling at this person. Mm-hmm. And it was a Stitch. And this guy comes on. He goes, you all know that one person that's just going to go, kitty! You know? My boys look at me, because Hannah was right there, and they go, that's Hannah.
Yep. I can see it too. That's the bad part.
I am willing to take on any animal. Well, take on, meaning not like wrestling. I mean, like, I would have it as a pet. Like, give me a fucking tiger.
She'd be the next Carol Baskin, without the attitude.
I could see it.
Okay, with the attitude.
I was going to say, get that clear down.
I'm like, I can get attitude.
Yeah, you can. Anyway, back on subject here.
I think Callum wants to join in.
Yeah, Callum, you want to say something, Callum?
What kind of music do you like, buddy?
Nothing.
Anyway, back on subject. I know most people don't listen to this, and I am really happy that we have a club here in downtown Des Moines for this. Mm-hmm. Jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Jazz. I remember as a punishment, my dad would sit me down and I would listen to jazz. Oof. Joke's on you, Dad. Thanks for showing me that genre because I absolutely love jazz. Joke's on you.
There you go.
Jazz, it might be a lot of saxophone, and people don't realize that. It can be. But you also have late night jazz. You have after work jazz. You have Saturday afternoon jazz. You have smooth jazz. You got regular jazz. You got blue jazz. Any type of jazz, you have. And jazz just isn't instrumental. They also have lyrics.
Yep.
And the lyrics, just like rock, can capture what you're feeling right then and there. And I love jazz. I myself wish I would have stuck with trumpet so I could have done jazz.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing.
I have good memories with jazz. My older sister got me into jazz because she lived with my mom while I was living with my dad when I was much younger. And every time I was at my mom, I would sleep with my older sister, Heather. And she would play jazz, and I would be laying in her bed, and she would be like stroking my hair and telling me that everything was going to be okay because we had a fucked up childhood.
Yeah.
And so I thank her for that because every time I hear jazz, I think about those nights that I was in her bed crying to her, or she was crying to me. And so it's nice that we have a comforting music genre. So.
And jazz is so comforting. I don't care what anybody says. Anybody can say, that's going to put you to sleep. Great. Let me get a good night's sleep.
Exactly.
I will fall asleep to late night jazz. I will listen to late night jazz as I go to sleep.
Yeah, I was going to say, my first experience with jazz, I have to thank my very first choir director, Mr. Grimm, on this one. Because my freshman year of high school, I was at Newton Schools for my freshman and part of my sophomore year. And they didn't have a show choir like I was hoping because I was choir kid. But they had just started my freshman year jazz choir. So I ended up doing jazz choir my first year. And then when I transferred to Prairie City Monroe High School, about 4 weeks into my sophomore year, that's where I got introduced to show choir. Because it was our first try. I mean, we didn't compete or anything my first year for show choir. But it was a different side to choir that I didn't really notice all that often. But I'm really glad Mr. Grimm actually decided to do jazz choir for Midnight Express. And, I mean, that changed choir for me completely in high school.
Mm-hmm. And I was in a jazz band in high school. Mm-hmm. And I played trombone. And I gotta say, I slayed at that trombone sometimes. There was a song that the trombone, which was me, had a solo at the beginning. Mm-hmm. And I had to master the slide. Because in the middle of it, you had to, or at the start of it, you had to slide. And as you're hitting your notes, you had to keep sliding. And it was crazy. And to me, getting into jazz and submersing yourself into jazz was amazing. You felt that instrument. You felt what that instrument wanted. Call me crazy. Call me creepy. But when you play an instrument, and guitarists, you know what I'm talking about, you can hear your instrument. Mm-hmm. I myself play bass. And when I start getting into it, don't stop me. Because when my eyes are closed, I am feeling my instrument, I'm hearing my instrument, and I am just sliding my fingers across the string. Mm-hmm. And that day, when that happened, on that day, in jazz, in high school, oh, buddy, did my soul come out of me.
There you go.
Now, Hannah, I do know you wanted to touch up on musical theater.
Yeah.
How did that affect your life?
So, liking, like, any type of music, and having a mom who is very musical in everything, like, you're talking about, like, when I was 5, I knew all the songs from Grease and Grease 2. And so, I think to me, it is, when my mom passes, like, I will have musicals, movies, shows, songs that will have a special place in my heart. Because that is something that I'll have with my mom. Mm-hmm. And I'll be able to think back and be like, hey, me and my mom watched this movie, or, like, we listened to the soundtrack, whenever she's gone. But what are you doing?
Sorry.
Get off your phone.
Rule number 1 of the podcast: get off your fucking phone unless you need it for the questions.
I'm starting to do this. So most of our viewers don't know that we have an Instagram. So I'm getting reels, I'm getting pictures while we're doing our podcast, and I forgot my sound was on. I'm sorry.
Dumbass.
Yeah, turn your sound off.
2 weeks in a row, we had a dumbass Kyle instead of a smart Kyle.
Maybe we should just call it one idiot and one dumbass.
Hey, no.
That's the Angels. That's the Angels episode.
That's 2 idiots and 1 dumbass.
That's in a couple weeks. That's my birthday bash
and
episode.
That is actually going to be a special one.
Yes, it is.
Because people are going to be able to roast us.
Mm-hmm.
Especially me roasting Angel.
Good God.
You're not a dumbass. I love you.
Yeah, see?
Okay, but back to musical theater. A movie came out a few years ago, The Greatest Showman.
Yep.
Oh my God, did that hit hard. Because me being, like, kind of like an outcast in high school and everything, because who doesn't want to be in the popular group of kids? Mm-hmm. And now that I'm out of high school, I'm like, I'm glad I wasn't there.
Yeah. Like,
in that group. When that movie came out, I immediately, like, downloaded the whole soundtrack on my phone and did not stop listening to it for, like, I don't know how long. Like, I still jam out to all those songs. Because those songs just hit hard.
Oh, yeah.
Like, props to all them, and Hugh Jackman, I could listen to him sing all day, every day. That man has a voice, and I thank him for being a part of that movie, because...
And who would have thought Hugh Jackman?
I know, right?
Out of all actors would have that type of voice, and he was Wolverine.
I think we need to have a segment of movies because we.
Oh, that's going to actually be a segment. We're going to do Marvel versus DC.
Yeah, that's in what? That's next month?
That's next month. That's in next month.
Okay, that's just Marvel and DC. You have a shit ton of movies. I'm saying movies in general.
No, I'm just saying we're going to do a Marvel versus DC.
I'll come back to that one.
Oh man, it's going to be a show out.
I was going to say that's going to be war.
It's going to be an all-out war.
Oh man.
But yeah, musical theater is top notch for me. So
I was never in musical theater in high school.
Mm.
I just did plays. Man, I can low key sing. Okay, low key. I don't have the greatest voice, but I will sing. Okay.
I have a shit voice and I will still sing. I don't give a fuck.
Right? But when you hear a certain song that changed your life and you start to sing that, I don't know if anybody else gets goosebumps and starts crying or if it's just me.
I get the goosebumps. I don't end up crying.
Yeah.
I'm a softie, but don't piss me off.
Oh, I know.
I'm a softie, just don't piss me off. People have realized that. And I have cut ties with those people.
That's why we call you a big-ass teddy bear.
But musical theater is a special type of genre. I will admit that. Let's exclude High School Musical out of this shit.
Yeah.
Hey.
I was going to say.
They had some good songs, okay?
They had some good songs. I will say that.
Fuck you, because Donna and I jam out to that still.
Anytime it comes on the TV, my dad has to watch it. Every time.
I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
That, oh my god, High School Musical 2, when like Troy and Gabriella were like mid-breakup and Gotta Go My Own Way starts playing. Oh my gosh, tears. I thought I was going through a breakup with Troy Bolton myself. I'm like, no, Troy. Like, you're such a jerk. All you want is basketball.
Okay. What about Camp Rock?
I didn't get into that as much.
That was cringy as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, much love to the Jonas Brothers and Demi Lovato, but I just... Who's that for?
Jonas Brothers.
He gets mad because I still play like the Jonas Brothers, like...
No shit, we'll be in the car, and she'll have a smirk, and I'm like, why are you smirking? And all of a sudden, Jonas Brothers. I'm like,
is that their old stuff or their new stuff?
Their old stuff.
Okay.
Like Year 3000, SOS.
Burning Up was another good one.
Yes.
Can I get an SOS?
But I didn't really get into Camp Rock. That was one that I kind of stayed away from.
It was cringy.
Yeah.
It was cringy.
So.
That was the most cringiest out of all of Disney movies. That is the most cringiest.
That one in Camp Rock 2.
And since...
Both
I
films
think
were really cringy.
They should have just stopped with Camp Rock.
Oh, yeah.
But...
Speaking of music, though, one of my coworkers started a prank war. This coworker and I, we grew up together. Okay, her name is Brittany. We grew up with each other. I kind of started it. I kind of hid her mug in plain sight. She had it on the coffee maker, and I moved it onto the packets of coffee. Right? So she retaliates, and she goes, "Hey Kyle, check out this new song. They're going to be at the fair this year." I'm like, "Oh sweet!" So I click on the link. Hannah here knows I don't like a certain movie. I click the link, and all of a sudden, We Don't Talk About Bruno comes on.
I would drag your ass to a live action, like, musical of Encanto.
That pissed me off. I was like, I sent her a message after that. I was like, you know, you just commenced a prank war, right? And she sends me a gif of Bring It On. So, halfway through the day, I think it was towards the end of my second break, she gets up to go to the bathroom. So it was my time to strike.
Uh-oh.
I got up, got a piece of tape, and put it underneath her mouse. My whole row, her row, the managers, stood there with anticipation of what she would do. Brittany isn't the most intelligent person when it comes to pranks.
Okay.
Okay? She started to use her mouse, and her cursor wasn't working. I put the tape over the red.
Yes.
The sensor of the mouse. It's an old trick, but it's a goodie still. And she started freaking out. She's like, my mouse broke. She's shaking it all up in the air, and she's putting it on there, trying to shake it. It's not going anywhere. And all of a sudden, she looks underneath to blow into it, and she sees the tape. And she locks eyes with me, and I'm like, oh shit, I started something.
Yeah. I was saying, we're going to need to do a pranks episode, because I got a lot of good ones. Especially one for my grandma.
Well, on the down low, I know she doesn't listen to this. Another guy, DL, and I were talking. Mm-hmm. Okay? Us guys, we're the minorities in this establishment, okay? So him and I were talking. I was like, I kind of want to put an air horn underneath her chair and tape it. Mm-hmm. So every single time she sat, it would blow the horn. He goes, dude, that's good. I was like, but I don't want anybody to be on the phone with the member or provider and that thing going off.
Anyway, back to the topic.
We don't talk about Bruno Encanto. Is that musical theater?
I would say it's a musical genre because there is lots of songs in it. Mm-hmm. So
unnecessary songs.
Hey, I will fight you, okay?
I'm sorry. They could have done Encanto without all of the musicals. We don't talk about Bruno. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's do that. The very beginning of them introducing the family. Yeah, absolutely. Put a musical number. But no, we don't have to have a musical number for every single fucking family member. I'm sorry.
Not every family member does have
The two sisters did.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Those two sisters are amazing. Isabella, yeah. I don't know. I got, like, mixed vibes from her. But her song can slap. I love her song.
Who, Isabella?
Yes.
The flower girl?
Yes.
No. I like the strong one. Drip, drip, drip.
Oh my fucking God.
That one kind of slaps, I will admit.
So does Isabella's. Because she is structured to be so perfect, and she's fucking tired of it. And so when she makes that cactus, she's like, oh, I didn't make a flower, I made something else of how I was feeling. Props to her. And at the very end, when she changes, like, her dress to be all, like, splattered in different colors, hell yeah, girl.
Yeah, you know, when that happened, I was thinking, Color Run.
Do they still have Color Run?
Yeah, they do. Okay. Yeah.
Uh-huh. We are getting really off track. But, no, like, forget you for not liking that movie, because it is a good movie, and it shows a good message. So, in the grandma...
She's a bitch.
Yeah, she fucking sucks. Man, I should go upstairs and get Arissa. Because she would be on my side in this.
I can't really say much. It's been a while since I watched that movie, so I'll have to rewatch it. So.
No, don't waste your life. Man, don't waste your life.
The other night, when we were getting ready for bed, and Kyle's like, don't say I love you. I'm like, what?
I turned on Encanto, okay? We're watching Encanto in bed. She falls asleep. I'm stuck watching Encanto. I think she's still awake, and all of a sudden I hear... I'm like, God damn it! And I turn off the TV.
Hey, I'm sorry. I was really tired.
It's just like, as a parent, when your kid is really young, okay? Daniel and Noah would do this often with me. We'd be watching Paw Patrol, or Princess Sophia, or whatever the fuck it's called. Sophia the First.
Sophia.
Those type of shows, the kid shows, especially Daniel Tiger, okay? The boys and I would be watching it. Next thing I know, I'm staring at the TV, Daniel Noah is nowhere to be found, and I hear them playing upstairs, and I'm like, huh, I've been watching this same cartoon for half an hour.
It happens.
It does happen. Mm-hmm. But you know what? You learn a lot from kids' shows in life, just like music.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna. I don't think. Well, I do think, but
not very well.
Yeah.
It's still early in the morning. I just finished my monster.
Gee, maybe you should have coffee instead of Monster.
I could order some Starbucks. Where was I?
I know, you said you were thinking. This proves that he doesn't think well. I love you.
I love you too. I forgot what I was going to say.
Alright, Keith, do you have, like, another genre that really changed you? Or, like, a band?
I would say, well, country really sticks out to me.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, well, growing up on country and whatnot, because that was kind of where I actually got started in singing as well. Because I was, like, 4 years old and I was listening to, like, Kenny Chesney, Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson, just a lot of the good, like, old classic,
like the 90s.
90s, 80s style of
Stars
country.
of
Yes,
country.
exactly.
Before the shit that would happen in 2000.
You can give or take on those.
Yeah.
It's
Luke Brown looking at you.
Luke Brown? Who the fuck is that?
Not Luke Brown. Jesus fuck.
If you're gonna diss someone, say their right name. Luke Bryan?
Luke Bryan. Jesus. I told you, it's still early. Jesus. Give me a break.
one of these days we're just going to have to smack him around, just make him think a little bit faster.
My pet peeve is when he says incorrect names, and it irritates the fuck out of me.
Dobie.
Stop it! You call yourself a Harry Potter fan,
I'd do it just to piss her off, and it's fun.
and you don't say his name right.
It's Dobby. We all know it's Dobby.
Then why the fuck can't you say his name right?
Because it's fun to watch you, like, explode.
Because it's like nails on a chalkboard.
Anyway, off topic again. But yeah, country really kind of had a big influence on me when I was younger. I mean, when I transferred schools in high school, I met this guy, Charles Schott, and I mean, he's a guitar player, and I mean, we were kind of, because while I was a football player, one of the songs we always listened to, because we always had this thing called Lights Out on Friday nights, where if it was a home game, we would go into our wrestling room, shut the lights off, and we'd play music for a good 45 minutes before we had to go out for warm-ups. And one of the songs we'd always play was Boys Will Fall by Kenny Chesney.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
And I come to find out that Charles ended up learning how to play it. And, I mean, you can even find this video on YouTube, because we actually performed, or me and Charles did this duet with it. And we did it live in front of our class during our band and choir trip to Tennessee. And we ended up performing it at the Whiskey Bend Saloon in Nashville. And, I mean, it was just an unreal experience just to be able to be up there where maybe, give or take, a couple maybe big stars started their career. And it's where ours kind of took off with music. So that's kind of how country kind of came out with me. So, I say.
Do you have a country singer that, like, stands out to you, Kyle?
I have a couple. Let me get. So you don't get pissed off at me when I say a name wrong. I will go to my Spotify here. I will go to my country playlist. So give me a minute.
Always waiting on the Kyle. Tick tock.
Sorry.
I think this is when Jeopardy.
Do, do, do,
Shut the
do,
fuck
do, do, do. Oh, maybe that should be another episode. Game shows.
Yeah,
There was a lot of good game shows.
there was.
Let's see here. There was. Oh, you had Price is Right. You got Wheel of Fortune.
Or talk show hosts. Like, talk shows in general.
Oh, yeah. You can't go wrong with Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tim McGraw.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Especially his song, Humble and Kind.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That has a good-ass message. And every chance I get, I will play that in the car with my kids. It has a good-ass message.
Yep.
Seriously. Props to Tim McGraw for that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I love that song. And I will belt out to that song every single time.
Yes.
And another one, Luke Combs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Combs.
Yes.
Okay? He has a song.
He has lots of songs.
He has, no, especially one good song, When It Rains, It Pours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? For our listeners that don't know that song, it's talking about his girlfriend leaving him, and all this good stuff's happening, but oh man, when it rains it pours for bad things. But at least he doesn't have to see his ex-future mother-in-law anymore.
There you go.
That song hit hard for me because that was my divorced life.
Yep.
My ex-wife cheated on me. We split off. We got the divorce.
Now
Get off your phone, Hannah.
My bad.
God.
Anyway, everything good was happening in my life, minus the child support taking half of my fucking checks, and I'm living on $200, you know. But
Shout out to Iowa.
yeah, shout out to fuck you, Iowa.
Stop being a mother state.
That song hit so hard for me, and I was like, oh, holy shit, Luke, did you make this song for me? Because this has been happening, you know? Except for the going down to the Panama and fishing, because I would love to go down to Panama and fish.
Mm-hmm.
But
Can't go wrong with
those
fishing.
two songs hit hard. Blake Shelton, God's Country.
Yes, that is a go-to fishing song for me and Justin.
God's Country hits home for me because I came from a religious background. My parents still go to church. My kids, I'll even take them to church. You need to go to church. Get some good in your life. Again, we do not bash religions. Like I said in the first episode, we do not bash.
I mean, we started going.
Yeah, Hannah and I recently started going again.
Nice.
But God's Country, you can tell that Blake Shelton believes in the Constitution.
Yep.
It is God's country. And I will stand firm on that. I don't care what anybody else thinks.
Yeah. Agreed.
There's just a lot of artists that I can get along with. Brad Paisley, let's take him for example. Especially She's Everything. Or what's that one? Yeah, She's Everything. That means something to Hannah and I. What's that other song that he sings? Whiskey Lullaby.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And if that doesn't speak volumes for alcoholism, you need to wake yourself up, you know? And let's do Dan plus Shay. Dan and Shay. All of their songs is love songs. I don't care what anybody else thinks. Everybody else says country is just for breakup songs. No, bitches, it's also for love songs.
I mean, if you talk to Arissa, because Arissa is a dear friend of mine, and her opinion on country is talking about a truck, your dog ran away, your woman ran away, all that bullshit. But I'm like, Arissa, there is so much more in country music than just, oh, my truck, I love my dog, I love this bar, which is a good song by Toby Keith. There's so much more about it than just that, or like breakups. So,
And for the truck thing, if a country artist is singing about his truck, it's most likely a Ford. Just saying. Moving on.
poor Keith.
I'm getting the middle finger.
I don't mind your truck, Keith. It's a nice truck.
I was going to say, don't dodge my Chevy, fucker. My Chevy.
I would like Julie's truck.
Dodges are nice, but Dodges are also like Fords. You have to work on a Dodge a lot more than you do a Ford. It can be running smoothly, and next thing you know, it's on the lift, and you're fixing the fucking tire mounts. You know?
So, with me being a woman, obviously,
You're a woman?
I love a lot of, woman country singers.
Mm-hmm.
But none of you have mentioned the Queen of Country. Reba.
I was about ready to say Reba.
Oh my god. I saw her at the state fair for the first time, 4 years ago. And she was my number one country singer to see. Any genre, she was my number one bucket list. And I was bawling from start to end.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my cousin with me, and we were just... Her encore was obviously fancy.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else was standing up and singing why me and my cousin are in the stands holding each other crying. Because that is that woman we both bond on. And a song that comes to me is it's called I'll Be by Reba. And it's saying, like, it goes like, when the rain's falling, when your life is going through hell, like, she'll be there. And I play that song when I'm having a bad day. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like she's singing that to her fans, that she'll be there no matter what. Mm-hmm. And
if you think about it, though, that's true, because she's got a TV show.
Oh, my God. I would rush home from school to watch that show.
Yeah, my grandma and I, we knew what time it came on, and we both sat down and watched that TV show.
I started watching it on Hulu because it's so fucking great.
It's a really good show. Yes. She did a really good bang-up job.
Lots of, like, life lessons in that show, too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Yes. Man.
God.
Reba, we love you. Please be a special guest on this podcast.
I would bawl my eyes out. Like, oh, my God, that woman means so much to me.
What about Shania Twain? She's a legend in country.
She may be, but I'm not dissing on her. Like, I like her songs, but I don't know. I just don't get the vibe like I do from Reba. Or like Dolly Parton.
Now let's talk about another legend here. She comes from Canada. Celine Dion.
Oh my God, that woman.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I loved it. I thought I was on my phone, but I was watching TV. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Every dad knows what I'm talking about, okay? Uh-huh. The commercial for Deadpool came on. Deadpool 2, okay? I heard the voice, and I'm like, that's Celine Dion. And I fixed my eyes. It was beautiful. Beautiful. She was singing Ashes. That was going to be on Deadpool 2. Mm-hmm. And what I love about Celine Dion, she can go from that to feisty in 3.3 seconds. Because then Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, says, I need you to take it down a notch. She goes, I only go to 10. You're going to love it, and you're going to like it.
It's all coming back to me, her song, that Chef's Kiss. It is so amazing. In my head, though, when you said she comes from Canada, because we were talking about country, I immediately go to Terry Clark.
Oh, yes, another good one.
Oh, which I'm ashamed that not a lot of people know her. Her songs are amazing as well. Mm-hmm. I remember when my mother was going through a breakup, and she has a song called You're Easy on the Eyes, but Hard on the Heart. I'm like, yeah, Mom. I'm like, shit, and like, now that I'm older, I'm like, a lot of the men can, no offense to you, men, but a lot of men are easy on the eyes, but they're fucking hard on the heart.
I mean, but look at what guys go through.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
The viewpoints that women see in guys, we have to be strong. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we're going to be easy on the eyes, but we have to protect our hearts. We got to be the, oh, I'm a strong man type of person.
Me being fired.
Exactly.
Caveman Kyle.
Sorry, bonfire.
Another story for another day.
No, but seriously, when a girl wants a guy, we have to be that strong guy. We have to be that protector. We have to do everything. We have to carry all the weights on our shoulder. If we show 1 ounce of weakness, we get tossed to the side.
I think this should be an episode for another day, like points on men and points like views on women.
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah. That way we could have two on each side.
Yeah.
I'll invite Arissa or one of my other friends.
Get one of your other friends.
The fuck you have against Arissa?
Nothing against Arissa.
Ooh.
What?
We'll talk after the podcast.
I think I have one person that would be a good fit for that segment. I'm not going to say who it is, because we're going to mention them later, but because they actually asked a question.
I know
neither one
about.
of you know this question yet. Only I know this one. It's a secret question. But I think this person would be a good fit for that episode.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to our topic. Let's see. Are there any songs that you guys listen to, or that it's hard for you guys to listen to because it's got a really deep meaning to you?
Yes.
Let's see. What songs are those?
Hang on, I gotta find who it's by. I know the title, I just don't know who it's by.
Okay. Well, while you're looking that up, Kyle.
I gotta do the same.
God damn it. Fine then. I guess I'll start.
Okay.
Okay. Did you find yours?
Yes, but
Okay.
you can go ahead and go.
Go for it.
So, the song that I have trouble listening to is called I Would Die for That. It's by Kelly. I don't want to pronounce her last name wrong, so I'm not even going to try.
Mm-hmm.
But, Google it. And I gotta try to talk about this without crying.
Mm-hmm.
In this song, it starts off like this 16-year-old girl goes away for one summer, comes back with a secret that she can't keep.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning her being pregnant. She has an abortion to get rid of the child, which topic for another episode. Not getting into that. But the singer she is wanting a child so bad.
Mm-hmm. And
she's like, yeah, I got a husband and a family that loves me, but she would die to at least have somebody call her mom. Me, I'm 28, no children. It is really hard for me because that is the one thing I want in my life the most, is to be a mom. And to look back, I was in a serious relationship for 7.5 years. No birth control, no nothing, and nothing happened. And then when him and I broke up, like, I'm going to go to the doctor and see if I can. I have endometriosis, which, go ahead and Google it if you don't know what it is. But it's going to be harder for me to get pregnant, and it kills me. Like, Kyle saw me because I got invited to a gender reveal party, and when I got home, I wasn't the same because I will be so happy for you. And I want you to share everything that you're going through during this pregnancy. But when I get home, it's going to tear me apart. Because I think that will never happen for me. And that is the one thing I want most in life. Like, I would die and let the dad have it. Just so I know, like, I created a life and that I know it's going to be okay. And that child would have a good life. I am so sorry.
You're good.
But that song, I can't listen to without crying.
Is it Kyle?
There is a song. I forget who it's by and what the name of it is. But it's called, in the line it says, "If you love me, why'd you leave me?" Okay? Every single time I hear that song, I think of my late grandpa who passed away unexpectedly last year. That was fucking hard. I was a mess. And it was really hard on me. Like, one of my best friends of 20 plus years, Hannah's met him. His name is Tyler. He saw that I was home early, and he asked what was going on, and I said Grandpa was dead. He ran over, literally ran and tear through my house, and I was on the floor crying, and he held me the whole entire time. And every single time I hear that song, I automatically go to my grandpa. I looked up to that man. It was hard. It's still hard on my kids. They still say they miss Pop Pop because they watched him die They watched him as he fell into the recliner and passed away. And God bless my kids for knowing what to do. They ran outside and started yelling for help and knocked on what used to be my Aunt Kay and Uncle Bud's house, but it was more new people moved in. Mm-hmm. And they took my kids underneath their wings, and the guy called 911. I got a call. I just talked to my grandpa that day, too. He asked if I called. It was the normal, did you call? No, Grandpa, I called yesterday. You didn't clear the notification. Okay, love you. Love you, Grandpa. And then he called me that afternoon, and I thought the kids were doing something. And I answered it, and I was like, hey, Grandpa. And it was a Des Moines cop. Oof. And he says, you need to get home. Your grandpa's dead. And I didn't even tell my supervisor what was going on. Philip saw me crying. He says, you go. And then he called me later and he said, what's going on? And I said, Grandpa's dead. I said, there's so much blood on the ground from them poking him with IVs trying to get him back to life. I said, it's on the walls, it's in the carpet, it's on the chairs. It's like, I don't know what to do. He came to my house with the carpet cleaner and started cleaning it before my grandma got home. And I was sitting in the house all alone. Didn't know what to do until Tyler came over. Until I had other family members come over. And I knew when he got back from Oklahoma something was wrong. And I put his death on me. I knew he was having a massive heart attack because of my training of EMT.
But that's something you can't put on yourself.
That's just a song that I will never be able to listen to again.
So there's two of them I have a real hard time listening to. One of them is Over and Over by Nelly featuring Tim McGraw. Don't get me wrong, it's a good song. However, I can't listen to it without losing my shit because that was the last song they played at my Aunt Angie's funeral after she committed suicide. Mm-hmm. And every year, like, it doesn't matter, every single year on the day that she died or on her birthday, if I'm going somewhere, I'm always listening to music on my phone, in the car or whatever. And it doesn't matter if I'm close to this destination, if I'm far from it, but either on the day of her death, the day of her burial, or her birthday, that fucking song comes on, and I fucking lose it. Like, I mean, it is just so hard for me to actually get a hold of because me and my aunt we were close. And the day that I came home, when I was told that she was gone, I didn't go to school the rest of that week. Mm-hmm. And, like, I couldn't take it. I mean, I was, like, 7, 8 years old, and having your 15-year-old aunt commit suicide, I mean, it takes a massive toll. And so anytime that song comes on, I can't listen to it without bawling. And another song I can listen to it every once in a while, but I mean it's really hard for me to listen to. It's called The Call by Mike Keenan. And if you listen to the lyrics, I mean the first verse is literally talking about a military veteran who's going through a lot of shit and he's ready to commit suicide. That, I mean, like, he's sitting at the end of a road in his truck, 9mm in his hand, ready to blow his brains out. And because I'm a military veteran, I mean, I have lost so many battles over the years due to suicide. And it's just really hard to grasp when you actually become close with somebody like that. I mean, you don't really know each other at the beginning, but because you're brothers in arms and you're beside them no matter what, from the day you meet them, you are there. It's literally the phrase, I've got your six. Always got your back. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's hard for me to listen to, is because there's so many people that I've lost due to suicide, especially in the military too. So, but yeah, that is just I can't even talk right now. But those are just two songs I can't listen to without losing my shit most of the time, if not every time.
What song makes you the happiest?
I would have to think about that one. There's so many.
Keith?
Let me see here. I'm scrolling through my playlist right now.
Are we all just gonna like?
Might as well.
I have one right off the bat,
Okay, go for it.
but I want you guys to say it first. Because every single time my song comes on, I blare that shit, and I will dance to it.
I think I know what song you're talking about.
I hope you know what song
I was going to say, there's a couple of them that I listen to that does that.
Yeah.
Shit, this is difficult.
Man.
God damn it, Kyle.
Man.
There's so many that I love and like make me happy.
Oh,
Just pick that one top favorite.
I can't even do that.
I can't either.
God damn it, Kyle.
Okay, for me, that one top favorite. Any guesses what it is, Hannah?
Every Time We Touch.
By Cascada.
Oh, I should have seen that one coming. I
love that song. I love that song. I don't know how everybody doesn't love that song. They're like, oh, it's too early in the morning for that. No, bitches. You woke up. It's a great day. You didn't die in your sleep. We're going to have a fucking party, you know? Look at the glass at half full, not half empty, you know?
Yeah. This is difficult.
Are we talking about like a song that just makes you want to like get up and like
do something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Mine would have to be Lost in Stereo by All Time Low.
Okay.
On the heading to the All Time Low concert when I first saw them for the first time when I was with my sister, that song came on and she's like, Hannah, this is your song. And ever since then, that song just like, yeah.
Let's see here. Well, I know there's one that doesn't matter what road trip, because me and Justin like to do what we call adventure time, where if we both have a day off and we're both just bored sitting around fucking doing nothing, we just look at each other and go, guy, adventure time. We'll throw like 2 cases of Dr. Pepper in the vehicle, hop in the car, turn on some music, and we're gone for like 5 hours. Just driving around. I mean, one day we were gone for like 9.5 hours, and we drove from Newton clear down to Ottumwa all the way up to Waterloo and back in one day. And the one song we always have to have playing in this car is Chop Chop Slide by ICP. Don't get it wrong with the Cha Cha Slide by Mr. C. Don't get me wrong, that's good, but it's not the Chop Chop Slide.
Oh, man. Remember that when that became a phase on TikTok?
Yes!
Oh, my God. All the preppy people. It's like, no. You don't have a right to do anything by
like,
ICP.
Do you even know who this band fucking is?
Right?
Name me 2 other songs by that band.
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense. Because those same people that were doing it, they thought they were cool, were the same ones that were making fun of the ICP clans.
Yeah.
Okay, props to my sister, Holly, because I thought she was so weird listening to that band. But after sitting in the back of the car with her and her boyfriend then, I'm like, alright, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be so judgy and like, actually like give this band a chance. And I'm like, yeah, like, I'll fucking go with this band. Like, that band, like, Boogie Woogie Woo.
Yes!
Love. That is, like, one of my favorite songs. Me and Arissa used to listen to that on the way to the haunted house to get us pumped.
Another one I just always listen to is Mad Professor.
Yes.
Can't go wrong with Mad Professor.
Is there a song that you can't stand to listen to? That just, like,
Anything Nickelback. Next.
You don't like Nickelback?
I fucking hate Nickelback.
Is it because Chad cut his hair?
No! It's stupid. Des Moines Register hit it hard when Nickelback came and played at the fair. Mm-hmm. It was a train wreck that kept getting worse every single time they drank. Okay? Gonna leave it there. Meet me outside. Or cash me outside. How about that? If you have any views on that.
Okay, here's a question.
No, Keith, you didn't answer mine.
Oh, I ain't got one.
Oh.
So, that's why I jumped. So,
Okay.
But yeah, so... I think the last question before we jump into the last segment is if you could actually have one song play whenever you walk into a room. What song would it be? As if it was an entrance music to a wrestling show.
Oh, shit.
X gonna give it to you.
By DMX.
That would be my theme song. Because then, that gives me every right to punch whoever the fuck I want to punch.
Yeah, there you go. I'll say, if you have a second one, go ahead and say, we'll go up to 3.
Oh, no.
We'll go 2 more.
No. That's going to be my go-to.
That's going to be your only go-to.
Or the Star Wars Sith theme song. Those would be the two.
The Galactic March?
Yeah, those would be the two.
Okay. So, most people don't know this, but right after I graduated high school, me and a couple buddies of mine started a backyard wrestling company. Mm-hmm. And one of my gimmicks was Thanatos, the god of death. And anytime I listen to my old entrance music for this character, I mean, it just something locks. And it makes me just go into how do I want to put it? Into the character's mindset, and it kind of makes me feel like I'm an out-of-a-body experience. Mm-hmm. And that song is Loco by Coal Chamber.
Okay.
And then another one, I mean, call me biased from being from Iowa, but goddamn it, Duality by Slipknot.
Yes!
Yeah.
Duality by Slipknot is my other go-to.
Alright, I can respect that one.
Okay, Hannah, what's your top 2?
Okay, so one would have to be Do My Thing by Miley Cyrus. It's off of her Bangers album when she was off like the rail. Because she was doing her thing and she don't give a fuck. So that would be one of mine. Oh man, because I'm just gonna do my thing and I don't give a shit. I'm trying to live like that. And another one, would be man, I don't know. Probably Emotional Girl. Just so you know what you're getting yourself into with me.
I already...
What?
Kyle, are you a little speechless on that one, Bubs?
I already knew what I was getting myself into. And I still love you.
Why did it take you so long, then?
That's going to be for the roast episode. We'll save that.
On that note,
it is time for everybody's favorite segment: random questions, stupid answers. All right. So we didn't get any serious questions this week, even though I asked.
Aislinn, looking at you.
Even though I reminded her last night to post her question before she went to bed, and she never did. So we're kind of upset with you. But anyway, so we got 3 questions that was submitted. Well, actually, we had 4, but we have to have one for next week. So once again, thank you, sis, on that one. We're saving one of your questions for next week. But we're going to start out with this first one. This is coming from our coworker, Douglas Rowland.
Doug.
Is this the secret question?
No.
This is not the secret question. I'm saving the secret question for last.
Okay.
Doug's question is, if you could turn any horror movie into a porno, what movie would you pick?
I thought you already answered this one.
No.
We did it at the fire.
Oh.
Yeah, we did it at the fire, but we never did it for the podcast itself.
You know the fire? Me make fire.
Caveman Kyle.
Oh, man.
Kyle, would you like to say your answer first? Or answers, I should say.
Okay, think about this. Saw. BDSM.
Okay, I can see it.
You can see it.
Okay.
I would have to say Child's Play.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
Okay. I have two. I said this answer at the fire. Carrie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though 80s version is semi-porno already,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just think she would be a bad bitch in bed. Second one, I'm going to say, is just because of last year fires, we got on the topic of, like, what serial killer you would want in bed.
I know the answer to this one.
So I'm going to go with my boy. Any of the Halloween movies.
Okay.
That is because I just want Michael in bed because I feel like he's going to be a hair-pulling fucking animal.
And anybody that says Jason or any Friday the 13th movie, start fucking knowing your shit because it's already a porno.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see it.
I was afraid to have sex for that movie.
Don't get me wrong, I love Friday the 13th. My favorite horror movie villain is Jason. He's a badass motherfucker. You can't fucking kill this guy.
Hell no.
I love Jason. But the original movies were pornos.
Yeah. Evil Dead might be a good one, too.
Ooh, yeah.
Hills Have Eyes.
Oh.
Hills Have Eyes would be a good one.
13 Ghosts. Oh my gosh, why did I think about that?
Oh. Gangbang orgy.
Room 213.
Room 213, yeah.
I never seen that.
Really?
Yeah.
You gotta watch it.
Okay.
Room 213 is a pretty good movie.
Okay.
Okay.
What about Silent Hills?
Silent Hills? That'd be a good one. Children of the Corn?
You're getting into,
Like I said, it can be weird, funny, stupid.
I'm not going to say her name, but I'm going to tell her to listen to this podcast because she's going to know who I'm talking about. This friend has a weird fantasy. What about Jeepers Creepers?
no. Do I know this person?
No, you do not.
Okay.
She is a dear friend of mine. I've known her since elementary, but she's got the hots for Jeepers Creepers. And so I'm saying that for her because that would be her answer.
What about Nightmare on Elm Street?
That'd be a different meaning for Freddy's coming for you.
You're not funny.
But it's true. Freddy's coming for you. That'd be his catchphrase.
God, the bad thing is like I'm picturing.
Oh, on that note,
Okay.
Angel's stupid question.
Okay, Angel.
Jesus.
Everybody knows my sister Angel likes to post stupid questions. She actually posted a good one, but we're saving the good question for next week.
Next week's episode is conspiracy theories, and hers is really good for next week.
Yes. However, the stupid Angel question of this week is, why do pedestrians have the right of way on a public road for vehicles?
Because vehicles have red lights. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Vehicles have red lights. Vehicles have stop signs. The only red lights that people have walking is the do not walk. Or if you see lines in a road and they have crosses on them, y'all know that that person's going to have the right of way and you better slow your ass down.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe so people would stop trying to make it a game and be like, Grandma, 50 points.
Here's a question for our viewers. Why do they put Braille on drive-up ATMs?
That is a good question. That's a very good question.
Doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know.
Doesn't make sense. Anyway.
Okay. So, since we didn't have any more questions submitted, I actually reached out to this person for a secret question. And it is somebody very dear to us. Means something to all of us here. One of our former coworkers. And one of Hannah's favorites, Cassie.
Aww.
It's a Cassie question. And Cassie wants to know, what came first? The ostrich or the egg?
It's not the chicken or the egg?
No, it's the ostrich or the egg.
Ugh.
Hannah's got to get adjusted for this one.
I'm going to say they both came at the same time. Like, bam! God said, chicken, ostrich, egg. Ta-da!
This is what I'm going to do with the boys when they start asking me about sex ed. I'm going to go, egg, sperm.
Ta-da!
Sorry, Cassie, that's all I got. Maybe I'll think of something more as I...
All right,
The ostrich came first. Think about it. You can't have an egg without an ostrich.
Yeah, I was going to say. You really can't.
Then where the fuck did the ostrich come from? Just
Exactly.
Just that.
Magic.
Where did everything else come from?
Mm-hmm.
Poof. Magic. Ta-da!
The Big Bang.
Okay.
Where did the Big Bang come from?
I don't fucking know.
Exactly!
Magic.
The ostrich came first.
I was saying, should we go through, to get a couple more questions, should we go back through our random question, stupid answers that was posted a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, let's do that.
Kaz, I love you.
I said, Kaz, we love you, we miss you.
I probably miss you more than anybody else.
I missed the shut up Kyles from Cassie.
Yes.
Call him and tell him that.
Please.
If she listens to this and I get a random phone call from her, I'm going to love her.
Well, I do gotta go see her tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I do gotta go see her tomorrow. So maybe we might have to call you just so you can get a shut up, Kyle. Just for that.
Fat boy, you got anything to say?
Fat boy doesn't want
I was gonna say, put Fat Boy down.
Look at his back paws. He's like, put me down.
Alright, let me see here if I find that post. Okay,
Luna came out.
Okay, we're gonna do another Angel question, we're gonna do a Charlie question. The second Angel question for this week's episode is, what superhero / supervillain would make a best therapist, and what advice would they give you?
Ooh.
The Joker.
Deadpool.
What advice is the Joker going to give you?
Think about it. How much turmoil did he go through from his life?
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
He is going to give you the best advice ever.
I was gonna say, and Joker's my favorite villain of all time.
Exactly.
Henceforth, why I have Joker tattooed on my stomach. But yeah, I say Deadpool. Because who doesn't want the merc with a mouth as a fucking therapist?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
He's going to get you more in trouble than he's going to help you.
Exactly. Well, plus, walking around freaking big old rubber masturbating shoes.
Okay.
Unicorns.
Crocs, yeah.
Can't go wrong with rubber masturbating shoes, damn it.
Was it just...
Superhero or supervillain?
Oh, okay.
We already got a villain, we got an anti-hero.
Oh, man. I'm going to say Storm from X-Men.
Oh, yeah, she would give some good-ass advice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even an X-Man fan.
Mm-mm.
I wish I had her power. Hi, Luna. My other cat is joining, I guess. It's a cat episode. I don't know. I don't know advice what she would give me, but I would totally go see her as a therapist.
Okay.
We got time for one more.
Okay. Okay, so we'll skip Charlie's question because we already answered one from Charlie. This one came from another coworker of ours, Christian Lamb, aka Creature.
Yep.
Gotta love Creature. And this one is, what are some overrated sex positions?
Let's get a girl's standpoint on this.
Hannah?
Overrated, I would have to say 69. I mean, yeah, it's nice, but I don't know, for the guys like I had lately, it was I have to give, but I don't get to receive. And so maybe I just want a night when I don't have to suck your dick. I'm not looking at you.
Yeah, exactly.
In general.
Exactly.
Shut up.
Why are you turning red there, babe?
This episode is rated R.
Every episode, she turns red. I don't know why. It's always during this segment.
This episode is rated R.
No, it's rated M for mature.
This episode is brought to you by Viagra.
Hey, that's my line. Shut the fuck up. I don't know. I would say 69, and God, I don't know. The men I've been with past, they just wanted missionary or doggy, and
Yes.
I'm like, I want something more exciting, please. So, yeah.
I'd give her an exciting sex life.
Mother, please don't listen to this.
Okay, so I think we're gonna plead the fifth on this
Yeah,
one.
I'm gonna plead the fifth. I ain't getting myself in a hole. You can speak all you want. I ain't gonna get mad. But as soon as I say something, here comes the axe.
Sleeping on the couch.
No, I'm.
Missionary, then. Missionary is stupid. It's basically boring, bareback sex.
Yeah, I'll agree with it.
Like, I will do it romantically,
Yes,
but not every single fucking time.
that was my last one.
Yeah.
Thanks, call.
Oh my god, fucking and nothing. Like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't bash. No, done. Not.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's see how
Because
much
he's
time we
never
got.
going to hear this.
I was gonna say, how much time we got left?
11 minutes. Or, no, 9 minutes.
Go for it. You got bash time. Go for it.
Okay, so when a woman says pull my hair, what do you think that means?
You grab a big chunk of hair
Oh,
and you pull that.
Well, you gotta go up from the bottom first. You gotta go up from the bottom.
Do I do that?
Grab
Yes, I
and
do.
Pull.
Yes. Oh my god, this man thought like one strand of hair and just lightly pull. I'm like, what the shit is this? Like, I'm sorry, you can rip my hair out and I will be A-okay.
Like,
Henceforth, why she wants Michael Myers in bed.
Yes.
Hell, even then you might get decapitated.
Shit, as long as put on my headstone, had love with Michael Myers. Died a happy woman.
Speaking of that, did you hear? If anybody's watched 100 Ways to Die or 1,000 Ways to Die,
Yes,
TV
good show.
there was a guy that went to a bachelor party. Okay, the groomsmen got pulled up on stage when they found out that he was getting married the next day.
Mm-hmm.
This dude dies in a stripper's boobs. Now, honey, if I died in your boobs, put on my gravestone, died in my girlfriend's boobs, died a happy man.
That's nice.
Boobs are awesome. You can't go wrong with boobs.
Exactly. Yes, you did.
Especially if you guys decide to come racing with me this season, we're playing the tits and ass game.
The fuck are tits and ass? What the
The
fuck?
tits and ass game. You gotta try to find somebody who's got either the best tits, best ass, and you gotta point it out in public. She's gotta join in too. She's gotta point it out to you.
Best tits and ass right here sitting on this chair.
You're just trying to get lucky, aren't you?
No, it's the truth. It's the truth.
Okay.
Whatever.
Alright, guys. So next week's episode, as Kyle mentioned earlier, it is conspiracy theories. So we're going to share some of our favorite conspiracy theories and what we think about it. Maybe believe one thing compared to what other people believe.
Who knows?
We'll find out next week.
Thank you, gentlemen, for actually letting me join.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank
So
you,
I'm
Hannah,
no
for
longer
coming on
sitting
this
the
week.
chair, having to be quiet and be like, really bored on my phone. I want to play my Xbox. Find something.
But yes, thank you, Hannah, for joining us this week on this week's episode of Two Idiots Who Don't Know Nothing. But for now, we are going to sign off. We love you guys, and we will catch y'all next time.